Hello and welcome to today's Sunday lecture. We have a couple of new messages from Lantos today, and they're longer ones. So let's jump right into it. Before we get started, something that Lantos mentions right at the beginning is a place called Kailash. Kailash is a mountain in China. Okay, let's get started. He was telling Cindy had asked Lantos a question, and he was giving her the answer, and it had nothing to do with this. And then he just started talking about a new topic. He said, we will coordinate a global time, a global day each month to issue the sounds of bliss, the bliss sounds. We will instruct all students on the Mother's Day of the approaching month, a global enlivenment of bliss. He gave this message just a few days ago, so he's meaning this Mother's Day in just a week. Kailash means bliss. These are the sounds of Kailash. Kailash is the receptacle of bliss, the receptacle of the nectar of bliss. On the first day of every month, in a coordinated session, we will issue the sounds of bliss for the enlivenment of the month, for the enlivenment of the world. Seed of nectar. Nectar is sticky. Gel is sticky. Bliss is sticky. This sticky substance flows smoothly through the body, through the veins, lifting the cells, lightening the cells, purifying the cells. The seed of bliss is the seed of Kailash. It is the abode of nectar, the abode of bliss. Enlivenment of the sounds of bliss enlivens the values of Kailash. Kailash is the receptacle of the nectar of bliss. This nectar flows through the enlivenment of the sounds and through the enlivenment of form. For this, we will generate a pendant of bliss, a pendant of Kailash. Issuing the sounds each month in a global session enlivens this pendant, and this pendant, in turn, enlivens the environment throughout the month. The way of Kailash is the way of bliss. It must be said that bliss exists throughout creation. One may not say that bliss is contained only within one mountain. Yet, it may be said that this mountain resonates with the qualities of the seed of bliss, the nectar of bliss. Kailash is the receptacle for earth, the receptacle of bliss. The teaching of Kailash is the teaching of bliss, infusing every cell with the nectar of bliss. What is the physical form of bliss? Bliss flows as a luminous gel, a sweet nectar throughout the body. This sweet nectar may be produced through sounds. It may also be formed through tools. It may be formed through knowledge, and experience may also generate this sticky bliss. There are many paths leading to bliss. Bliss exists at the center of creation. We will generate bliss on all levels. We will issue the sacred sounds of bliss, those impulses which give rise to the forces and forms of creation. We will generate bliss on the level of tools in the creation of the pendant of bliss. We will generate bliss on the level of knowledge and experience through a course of bliss, a course of Kailash, filling the receptacle of bliss, generating the flow of bliss throughout every cell of the body. Bliss, bliss, bliss. For this course, we shall form a knowledge group. The purpose is to enliven bliss through the nectar of knowledge, pure knowledge, knowledge of the essence of life. We shall teach this course over the next 6 months. First, we shall issue the sounds of bliss to all during a global, coordinated teaching. Bliss sounds, bliss pendant, bliss teaching. It is the way of bliss. The course will enliven the most fundamental aspects of pure knowledge, the nature of bliss, the knowledge of creation. Who, what, when, where, how, and why. A 6-part series for the global creation of bliss. Very good, very good. Many blessings. So that message came in just a few days ago. And then just another day or two later, Cindy asked Lanto some more questions. She asked him if he could please tell us more about the global event on Mother's Day. He said, a day of mother, a day of bliss. We will offer instruction in the sacred sounds of bliss. These are the sounds of the seed of nectar and the reflective seed. This is the requirement before entering the knowledge group. And Cindy asked if it would be like 15 or 20 minutes long. She wanted to be able to give people an idea of how long it would be, and Lantos said yes. Cindy asked if Lantos could tell us more about the Bliss Pendant and its effects. And Lantos said, the Bliss Pendant enlivens the seed of nectar and the reflective seed. The Bliss Pendant may be used in the same way as the sacred sound pendants. Students will use the Bliss Pendant during a Bliss session offered in each lesson of the course. Bliss sessions offer the value of experience, which, during the course, is combined with the knowledge value. Sessions offer experience. Teachings offer knowledge. Pendants are tools to awaken and promote the deeper levels of experience. Together, these develop the environment of bliss within the cells. Bliss is the goal of this course. It is the goal of life, the goal of creation. This is the way of bliss. Cindy was wondering during this time of the 6 months and when we do the bliss sessions, if people should still be doing the sacred sound pendant sessions with their 8 sacred sounds pendants. And Lanto said, yes, yes, yes. These are the prime seeds of individual existence. Yes, these seeds offer individual purification and promote the 8 pathways of fulfillment within the life of the individual. The global sessions promote purification and fulfillment for the world. Cindy then asked, are the bliss sessions also considered global sessions? Is everyone participating together? And Lantos said, so Cindy specifically was wondering, with the global session, the global sacred sound sessions, we do it worldwide live. And so each time we offer one of those, it goes all around the world. It's done live for everyone to be able to participate in. Cindy was wondering if we will be doing the same thing with the bliss sessions. And Lantos said, we will form knowledge groups with sizes such that questions and answers may be exchanged during the final segment of each class. Small pods, small numbers, 20 or 30 in each learning pod. During the month, many pods may receive the teaching of bliss. The same knowledge is offered to each pod during that month. Then, as the new month arrives, pods will move on to the next lesson. 6 lessons, 6 months. June is the first lesson month. In May, students receive the sacred sounds of bliss. This 6-part series teaches the fundamental principles of creation. The way of bliss. The way of bliss is the way of creation. The first lesson addresses the question of who. We are discussing the nature and structure of creation. During this first lesson, the nature of the realm lords is presented. Who, what, when, where, how, and why. These are the topics for each lesson. Each lesson offers waves of knowledge, enlivening bliss, promoting the flow of the nectar of life. We will begin each lesson with the performance of the bliss sounds. We will offer treatments to the participants during this performance. Each lesson begins with an experience session of bliss. Cindy asked, so the bliss sessions are different, and they're in addition to the global sessions, and they won't actually be at the same time for everybody. And Blanca said yes. Then he said, the bliss sessions add a luminescent gel, a cosmic nectar consisting of light, to the cells. Inception, reflection, education, success, love, abundance, health, and curse are the descriptions we use to refer to the 8 traces of empty which flow into the channels of expression of individual life. These are the traces of empty which roll out with the churning of the great wave of creation. These 8 values are specific. They are connected with individual life. The sounds of bliss are universal. The enlivenment of these bliss sounds generates a luminous nectar within the physical form. The reflection seed of nectar produces a shield of protection around the cellular forms. Each lesson is divided into quadrants, 4 segments. The first quadrant is the performance of the sounds of bliss. This is the experience of bliss. These sounds offer the student a taste of bliss. Therefore, both taste and sound are enjoyed in this first quadrant. The second quadrant is the smell of bliss. It is that which remains after the source is gone. The meal has left the kitchen, but the smell remains. The great teachers of the past offered their teachings, and now the smell remains. We receive the smell of the knowledge of ancient and traditional teachings. The third quadrant is the sight of bliss. In this quadrant, bliss will be generated through the knowledge of the dynamics of creation. In the fourth quadrant, the students are touched by the knowledge. It is in this quadrant that the hearts and minds of the eager students touch the values of knowledge. And as feelings arise, they may formulate questions for a discussion. The Way of Bliss supports all paths, all teachings. The Way of Bliss supports the 8 paths of individual expression. The Way of Bliss stands in the center. It is the receptacle of nectar at the center of creation, offering nourishment to all directions, all paths. The nectar of bliss flows into the 8 channels of individual expression. Inception, reflection, like this. Bliss is universal. It is through this process of elimination on the layers of the senses, the mind, the intellect, and the spirit that bliss begins to flow. The pendant, the lessons, the sessions, all generate the flow of bliss, the nectar of life. Bliss restores balance and awakens purity within the physical form of the individual, within the physical form of the lands and waters of earth, and within the great universal form which is known as creation. This is the way of bliss. He went over some more information. One of the questions Cindy asked him was about the bliss pendants. He said there should be 2 sizes of bliss pendants, large and small. Like a battery, the large will hold the charge longer. The small should be recharged using the sounds of bliss every week. So here what he's talking about is 2 sizes of the bliss pendants. The large one is recharged once a month when the student participates in the bliss course. At the beginning of the session, there will be the enlivenment of the sounds of bliss and a bliss session. That will recharge the large pendant for the entire month. But then there will be a small bliss pendant, and that one will not hold the charge for a full month. So that one will have to be recharged by the student using the Bliss sounds every week. Cindy asked if the large Bliss pendants are more powerful than the small ones. Lantos said yes, they are able to maintain a connection with the resonating sounds of Bliss for a longer period of time. And Cindy clarified, so they have a longer memory, and Lantos said yes, very good, very good. Many blessings. So that is a lot of information. A new course, it's going to span over the course of 6 months. And while we will be teaching it several times each month, you will simply be taking it one time each month. One time to enliven your Bliss pendant and for learning knowledge, and most importantly, simply to generate bliss within the cells of your body, within your cellular structure. So this will take place every month beginning in June. The course is going to be completely free. So you can take the course, you can participate as much as you want. It will be completely free. The Bliss pendants, there is a charge for. Now there are 2 different sizes. The large one is the same physical structure as the gold pendant of eternal light, just with different constituent elements inside it, different colors of balls, different items inside, but the coil structure is the same as that of the gold pendant of eternal light, so that gives you an idea of its size. The small one is the same size as the Sacred Sounds pendants, and it is silver, so it is just like your reflection pendant, or your abundance pendant, or your curse pendant. The success pendant. Those are the 4 silver Sacred Sounds pendants. It will use the same spiral structure as those, again with different constituent elements, different items going inside, but that's the size of the small Bliss pendant. So the large one is roughly twice the size, twice the height of the small Bliss pendant. The large Bliss pendant, the price is $300. The small Bliss pendant, the price is $95. But we are doing a virtual chair program in May. During this month of May, we are doing another virtual chair program, and we are going to offer a discount special for these pendants. Now you may notice that we go to great lengths to promote the virtual chair program and to promote the global Sacred Sound sessions. There's a reason for that. Of course, you get a benefit. You get a tremendous benefit every time your photograph is treated, placed in the flying seed device, then placed in the chair of Genesis. Lantos has made it clear that you still receive the same benefit of the chair of Genesis, the Genesis acceleration program. So this benefit is significant. But when we have photographs going in and out of the chair of Genesis, and some of you are located nearby in California. Some of you are located on the east coast of the United States or up in Canada. Some of you are in South America. Some of you are in Europe. Some of you are in Asia on the other side of the globe. The light spans around the globe, and it increases the strength, and it increases the light everywhere on Earth. So when we do the virtual chair programs, we go to great lengths to make it special for you and to make it worth the time for you to do it, even though it doesn't require any of your time, but it is the cost of the program, the $300 cost of the virtual chair program. We want to make it so that you always choose to do the virtual chair program and then get a product for free or get several products for free, because participating in the chair program means that the world benefits more. Likewise, with the global Sacred Sound sessions, just like Lantos said, and this was from a month ago, I read the message to you, the individual and the household absolutely directly benefit, receive a tremendous benefit from the global Sacred Sound sessions. But the world benefits. And this is why we always make every attempt to do that, because we want the World Mother to benefit. We want the enlivenment of the entire world with these global sacred sound sessions. In fact, I have a message from Lantos, just a brief couple of sentences talking about the influence of getting more and more people participating in the global sacred sound sessions. He said, enlivening these sacred sounds throughout the world shakes loose the ignorance, the darkness, and the suffering. It is very timely. We will generate a great sound, a global sound, made up of many individual seeds of sound. With this, the earth is blessed. Life is blessed. So that is why we go to such great lengths to try to get everyone to participate in the virtual chair programs whenever we offer them, and to get everyone to participate in the global sacred sound sessions. You receive a tremendous benefit from both of those things, but the world does too, and we need the world to receive this benefit. So the discount that we're offering for May's virtual chair program is going to be your choice. You will receive, the price of the virtual chair program is $300. That's the normal price for it. You will receive, in addition to the benefit of the Chair of Genesis, benefit of the Genesis Acceleration Program, you will receive your choice, either a large Bliss pendant plus a small pendant, which could be a Sacred Sounds pendant of any of the 8, your choice, or a small Bliss pendant. So the large Bliss pendant plus any of the small pendants, the Sacred Sounds pendants or the small Bliss pendant. One of those plus the large Bliss pendant. That is one option. Another option is you can simply get 4 of the small pendants, 4 Sacred Sounds pendants, or including the small Bliss pendant. So you could get 4 small Bliss pendants if that's what you wanted. You could get 2 small Bliss pendants and 2 Sacred Sounds pendants, but it would be 4 pendants of the small size for that option. And with either of those options, because we are trying to get everyone to participate as much as possible in the global sacred sound sessions, if you do the virtual chair program, you will receive a free 10-pack of the global sacred sound session. So that is 10 free sessions of the global sacred sound session with the virtual chair program. We're going to be doing it in May. We need you to sign up by May 12th. May 12th is going to be the deadline. Now, as far as the pendants and when you will receive those, we will have them ready by Mother's Day. But we will not be able to ship them out to you before then, because most of you would not receive them in time for Mother's Day, and that's when we globally introduce the sounds of bliss. And that's when all of the Bliss pendants get enlivened for the very first time. So what we're going to do is we're going to have that global session of enlivening the sounds of bliss for the very first time. All of the Bliss pendants will be with us at the office when I'm broadcasting to you with the sounds of bliss. And so all of the pendants are going to be enlivened at the same time. And then on the following day, we'll ship them out to you. So some of you will receive them within a day or two. Some of them it will be closer to a week, and some of you on the other side of the world will get them in a couple of weeks. But this way, when you receive your Bliss pendant, you don't have to wait until June to be able to enliven it. It will already be enlivened. It will come to you enlivened. So that is what we're going to do with the Bliss pendants. Now we have enough. Well, once we start getting orders coming in from Asia, we'll need to get more. But we have enough to cover your orders, most likely. But we do need you to let us know as soon as possible to make sure that we have space for you at the Chair of Genesis, at the virtual chair program, and to reserve the Bliss pendants for you, whether it's the large or the small, whichever you want. Everyone, I want to thank you. I always thank you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. But this time, I just want to thank you so very much. Your actions, it should be noted, have a tremendous impact on the entire world. While you may be doing it for your own personal benefit, and I know that's not the case, nearly all of you are doing it specifically for the global benefit in addition to the personal benefit, but even for someone doing it just for the personal benefit, they still have the same benefit for the entire world. And right now, the world needs this benefit. This whole year, our primary focus is on the global wave, the great wave of creation, the global sacred sound sessions generating the great wave of creation. Just like Lanto said, it eliminates the ignorance, the darkness, and the suffering. And it is very timely. So this is our primary goal. But now, this is something new that Lantos has given us. And it looks like there's going to be a tremendous personal benefit to this Bliss session and this Bliss pendant for you. And I'm looking forward to it every bit as much as you are, because I've now given you all the information so we know the same amount, you and I. Okay, everyone, thanks very much for joining me. You can you can place your reservation for the virtual chair program on our website or just call us. Calling us is easy. Let us know which option you want. The first option with a large Bliss pendant and a small pendant, or the second option with 4 small pendants. Either one. And of course, you'll be able to you'll be able to get a free 10-pack of the Global Sacred Sound sessions. Thanks for joining me. Have a great week.